All right, guys, let's do this. The Utah Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks are done in preseason. The Dallas Mavericks won behind the amazing Luka Doncic. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about the Dallas Mavericks before we start talking about the Jazz. When you talk about the Dallas Mavericks, the person you got to talk about is Luka. And he's incredible. And he showed it tonight. I mean, the guy looks like he's probably more ready for this season than he was last season. Last season kind of had an abrupt start, and so I don't think Luka was quite. He was one of those guys that, and there were a bunch of players like Luka that probably did not expect the season last year to start when it did, and probably wasn't quite ready physically to start the season, and that's why he had a kind of a slow start. The three-point shot wasn't falling, but by the end of the year, he was ready to go, and he was his normal kind of MVP caliber self. DW, Jazz going all the way. Welcome to the chat, DW. Anyway, so Luka Doncic looks a lot better. I wouldn't be surprised if Luka has an incredible year, maybe get some MVP buzz, especially if the Dallas Mavericks go really far this year, and they very well might. They were this close to beating the Clippers in the playoffs last year. They were fantastic. And it was behind Luka Doncic, who's unbelievable. For them to really get there, they need Kristaps Porzingis to just really get back to the Porzingis of the Knicks before all the injuries and things. We'll see if he can do that. If he does, then it makes the Dallas Mavericks really interesting. But a lot of things are kind of depending on that. Tonight, Luka Doncic looked incredible, and that's why if I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, there's a reason I'm excited, and then there's a reason I'm a little wary. So, of course, the reason you should be excited is Luka Doncic. He looks incredible. He's got that just big 6'8", 6'9" body, whatever it is, and he uses it so well. That little move he does where he gets into the paint and then does kind of a little fadeaway Dirk mid-range shot is becoming like a layup for him, and that's a playoff shot for Luka. Because he can just get that off at any time. It's why he's so dangerous. And if you get the weapons around him like they've had in the past, it's amazing. Tonight, the reason I'm just a tiny bit wary is we get the first flavor of, at least from my perspective, of Jason Kidd. And I don't know what the Jason Kidd fingerprint on this team is going to be. They had a lot of offseason turmoil. Harlabob is gone. You don't have a gambling guy making a lot of decisions for him. For the Mavericks, he's gone. You don't have Rick Carlisle anymore. And so it's going to be interesting to watch this Mavericks team. How good are they? Does it really matter who the coach is because you've got someone like Luka Doncic who's so transcendent? Or will it change things? Tonight, it looked like it didn't really matter all that much, although the Jazz did have a lead on them. And they were like throwing the ball into Kristaps in the post. The ball was getting stolen from him. Maybe that's a little bit of change that they're going to try to get the ball in Kristaps' hands doing a lot of different things. We'll see. But last season and for multiple years with Doncic and Rick Carlisle, they've had like one of the best, if not the best, offense in the NBA. So that's going to be interesting. Do some changes, maybe make the offense dip a little bit, and then perhaps you're a little bit better in the playoffs. Maybe. Sometimes the offense, you don't get trophies for having the number one offensive rating in the league, right? The Jazz learned that the hard way last year. They had the number one record in the league, but there's no trophies in the league for number one record in the Western Conference, So maybe some changes were needed. We'll see if they can unlock Porzingis by doing a little more stuff like that with like the mid-range game and post game and stuff. Maybe it really is kind of something that can change what they do. It didn't look all that great tonight, but it is preseason, so I don't know if there's a lot you can take from it. Mountain Hobbler, I am ready to get my number 13 jersey for Jared Butler. Yes, you can bet we're going to talk about that. Not a lot else to say with the Dallas Mavericks. I think that, it's pretty much it's the Luka Doncic show, and can the role players play good enough to support him and hit shots and do other things? He's incredible. He really is just one of the great players in this NBA, top 10 guy for sure. But can the other guys on that team pick up the slack? We will find out. All right, guys, before we move on to talk about the Jazz, let's talk a little bit about Manscaped.com. Do you know that what's spookier than seeing a black cat on Halloween? it's shaving your balls with anything other than Manscaped, right? When it comes to below the waist grooming, there's no need to carve your pumpkins this Halloween because Manscaped is here to upgrade your grooming experience. Guess what? We're ruining pumpkins for you. But guess what? Those pumpkins are going to be smooth and nice and clean like you never knew before. Go from a bite-sized candy bar to a king-sized candy bar and join the 2 million men worldwide by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code HoopsNerd20. Two things. HoopsNerd20, the number 20. Also, I don't know if I can vouch for candy bar size changing. Maybe. You know what? You get the ball, you trim the downstairs, and it might make the candy bar seem a little bigger. I don't know. Probably. Yes, that's true. We're going places tonight that I didn't know we would go. The Performance Package 4.0 includes the Weed Whacker, a total game changer for men's hygiene arsenal. Guys, you put it in your nose and it trims your nose hair, and it's really great. And they got things like cologne, and obviously the Lawnmower 4.0 is the best thing. Go get it. It's great. You're gonna have a great candy bar and pumpkin. And you'll save like $20-$30. So go do it. HoopsNerd20. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code HoopsNerd20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code HoopsNerd20 at manscaped.com. Say trick or treat with your beautiful new Halloweeny with Manscaped. All right, we did it. All right. Can you say Mountain Hobbler already called it? Number 13 is the number we're excited about tonight. There were two players that I really loved. Let's hold off on the one until we talk about the other. Elijah Hughes was really great tonight. The Jazz rested everyone tonight except for Royce O'Neal and Jordan Clarkson. Everyone else who played in the rotation was either injured or resting. No Rudy Gay, no Bojan Bogdanovic, no Donovan Mitchell, no Rudy Gobert, no Hassan Whiteside. All of them resting. No Mike Conley. And so the Jazz got a real, and I'm guessing this is kind of what they wanted, is get a real chance to see what some of these guys can do. And two of these guys really stepped up and showed what they can do. And Jazz fans know that these guys are really great. Elijah Hughes was the first one. The guy can shoot, and we already know he can. Although sometimes I think his numbers are, it's short sample size, and we see the shot go down, and I wanted to see it more consistently go up. But those numbers aren't as high on that three-point shot as you would expect. Tonight, 33%. It was like 30% in the game before. I can't remember exactly. I would like that three-point shot to go up, but it looks good. And it feels like if he can just get some comfort zone and get some nice shots within the Jazz offense, he would get up to an upper 30s three-point shooter. I don't think anyone would argue with that. I mean, I could be wrong. At some point, your shot just the numbers have to back up at some point. You have to show what you can do at a certain point. And what we've seen from Elijah Hughes is he does back that up with a good shot. I would like to see the three-point shooting go up. But one thing that I'm seeing from Elijah Hughes that really made me happy was the passing. Tonight he had 3 assists. The guy just makes the simple pass and he makes it look easy. He'll drive to the rim and he kicks it out to an open three-point shooter. And he does it. He just makes the simple pass. And for me, I love it. The simple pass is usually the Occam's razor pass. Usually the simplest solution is the best one. And in basketball, a lot of the time, that's what it is. You don't need to make the cross-court pass all the time, even though it's important to have. Sometimes just the next man over is open because you drove to the lane and dragged a defender with you, and now you've got an open three-point shooter, and he does that, and I love it. It's great. Elijah Hughes is turning out to be a nice piece for the Jazz, and I would not be surprised if he gets another contract with them. Probably not a huge one, but he looks really nice and someone that's worth putting time in to develop and continue because he's got nice size. He can shoot the ball. We know he can pass it. I mean, that's a Quinn Snyder player. He can handle the ball too. And really what was nice too is he made defensive plays. He made a really amazing block on a transition layup. And also just he drew a charge at one point. He just played solid defense. When you have that type of size and you can play average to even slightly above average defense, which I thought he did tonight, that's exciting. DW to CB. I hope that Boban lights a fire under Gobert to develop an outside jump shot. Maybe. We keep seeing highlights of Rudy doing corner three-point shooting, and I, for one, would love it. A corner three from Rudy, if he could just shoot a corner three, it'd be amazing. And if he can shoot it, what would happen if Rudy Gobert shot 36% on the corner three? I mean, that would be insane, and that would open the floor. Donovan Mitchell would just feast, would just absolutely feast. I'm all for it. And we've seen Rudy Gobert take jump shots from free throw line. We've seen him do that. He just doesn't. And I don't know if that's a Quinn telling him not to or if he's nervous to. It's probably both. Let's see. Before you go out for tricks, manscape your treats. That's right. Listen to DWCB. Go manscape your treats, but get 20% off when you do it. Lame upload. Oh, Will Bowden, member for 4 months. Donovan Mitchell. Oh, by the way, guys, apparently with the new memberships, you can like do some, and maybe that's what it is from Will Bowden with the silver basketball. Donovan Mitchell equals the GOAT. I agree, Will. And I think that's what you can do, guys. Once a month, I think as a member, you can do a shout like that or whatever it's called. Get like a cool little update in the chat. So go do it. DWCB, if you didn't achieve a 4.0 in school, now's your chance with Manscaped. Thank you. Occam's Razor Pass, sponsored by Manscaped. Yes, maybe we'll have the Occam's Razor Pass of the night. Tonight it was Elijah Hughes. JT Wardell, when we were talking on Twitter, JT, like me and James have said on Twitter, it's Elijah Hughes is the GOAT. Guess what? Elijah Hughes deserved more minutes last year. He just flat out did. He did. And he didn't get him. And now he's getting more minutes. One thing with Elijah Hughes that was not ideal for him is the pandemic really hurt his chance to develop. And there's a lot of guys like this. Jarrell Brantley missed out on a lot of time to develop. And I don't know if Jarrell Brantley would have ever gotten there. But Elijah Hughes, because of the pandemic, it shortened that G League season. I mean, they honestly played like 10, 15 games at most. And Doak missed out on that. Part of that was because he had terrible injury. But like Elijah Hughes was a casualty of the pandemic, development not happening. He didn't get to play, so now he's getting to play. We're seeing some improvement from Elijah, and it's really exciting to see. So anyways, brownie points for Elijah Hughes tonight. He was awesome. All right. Butler was amazing. Who else saw Jared Butler tonight? Let's talk about his line. I don't know what that dance was. I apologize for that. I don't know what that was. I felt weird as I was doing it. It was high school dances all over again. All right, tonight, Jared Butler, 22 points on 50% shooting from the field, 3 for 7 from 3. That's 42%. 42.9. Let's give him his 0.9. And he also drew a foul. He had one play where he crossed over on the perimeter, went inside. I can't remember if it was Boban. I think it might have been. He gets the pump fake on Boban and goes up. And I know that NBA's kind of trying to crack down on that play, but he was inside the hoop, so maybe it's okay at the hoop. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And he looks like a veteran out there. For some Quinn reason, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called when the subconscious comes out, but Quinn is on the brain, all right? And we know why he didn't start tonight, because Quinn plays his favorites. But Jared Butler was incredible tonight, and it's going to really hurt my feelings when Quinn Snyder does it again to me. And Trent Forest is getting all of Jared Butler's minutes. And nothing against Trent Forest, who I think has played pretty well. Trent Forest, let's just do a quick little side note. Trent Forest, I love the physical talent. I love his defense. His athleticism. He uses his size really well. He defends nicely. Nice handle. Sees the floor really well. He can't shoot. He can't. And so at a certain point, defenses don't have to guard him. And if they don't guard him, it makes everything else, it makes it harder for everyone else. You know who can shoot? This guy. This guy can shoot the ball. 42% from 3 tonight. And he can handle and he can pass. Tonight, Jared Butler had 3 assists. He was setting up teammates, and they were like impressive assists, guys. Like, it wasn't just like the simple pass like Elijah Hughes does, playing out of the wing as an off-ball offensive player. It was handling the ball from the point and creating shots for other people. So what he does, and he did the Harden triple, and we've talked about this in the past. When you can get to the rim, you get 3 choices. And Donovan Mitchell has really become so good at this, and that's why Donovan Mitchell is incredible. Is when you're the ball handler, you're the primary playmaker, you've got 3 choices when you drive to the rim. You either shoot the shot, whether you get to the rim because your center gave you space or you have quickness, you can get to the rim, layup or floater or whatever it is. So shoot the ball is number 1. Number 2 option, kick it out. Is there an open 3-point shooter? When you drive to the rim, hopefully you're creating gravity that draws defenders to you and you kick it out to 3-point shooter. That's number 2. Or number 3, if you have one, a rolling big like Rudy Gobert or Doak or whoever it was, do you have a lob threat? And can you throw that lob? And guess what? Jared Butler did the triple threat. He did the triple threat. The triple threat was in action tonight from a guy who hasn't played a single regular season NBA game. Guys, it's time to get excited. He did the triple threat. And by the way, it's quadruple threat because you know what he was doing? Step back threes. He hit 2 of them at least. Like, he might have hit more. Tonight, Jared Butler shot from 3 for 7. 2 of those were step back threes. Self-created 3-point shots. He shot 42%. Like, not all percentages are created equal, guys. It's why Steph Curry's 40% 3-point shooting is a lot different than like Tony Snell's 40% 3-point shooting, right? It's just different. By the way, Key himself, $2. Key, do we got a bet this year? You know what I'm talking about. Key, you know what I'm talking about. JB might be Rookie of the Year. Also, I'm moving to SLC in July. Shout out to Key moving to SLC. It's a great place to live. I love it. But anyways, triple threat plus 42% from 3 on difficulty, you know? Steph Curry can create any shot he wants. That's why he's the greatest shooter in history. If you can shoot 40% plus from 3 on catch and shoots, so Butler had one of those where he went to the 3-point line, catches the ball, just spot up 3-point shooter, buries it. But then he had 2 of them where self-created, where it's create your own shot. Pull up. I can't remember. Guys, I'm slow tonight. I'm getting older. It's my birthday this month. I'm turning 38. I'm getting old, guys. The brain's not as fast as it once was. But anyways, he was doing pull-up threes and spot-up threes tonight. And it was impressive. Impressive, guys. Fantastic. If he can do that, he is a stud. A stud. I mean, honestly, I don't want to get too hot takey tonight, but he's going to make players tradable at trade deadline if he plays like this in the regular season. He just is. And his defense was solid. Like, solid. He's 6'3", 6'4", legit size, and moves well. He uses his body. Like, he gets on the... He uses the chest really well on offensive players, and he gets that ball to stop. I just saw the maybe that's the Jared Butler dance. He does that, and it, like, the chest on defense, fantastic. It's fantastic. What am I even doing tonight? This is my life. This is my life. This is what my life is. All right. I like this life. I hope you do too. But anyways, Jared Butler is legit. He is awesome. I cannot wait to watch this guy. He is going to put so much pressure on Quinn Snyder. And I personally love it because that guy needs a little bit of pressure. I'm not going to lie. That guy's got to make some... Brought to you by Manscaped. Smooth. Smooth. That guy is going to put pressure on Quinn Snyder, and Quinn Snyder needs some pressure because he needs to play the best players no matter what. Quinn, play the best players. And Jared Butler is looking very much like an NBA rotation player. Very much. And I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it. This guy is the steal of the second round already. I mean, what's his weakness? He guards. You know, is he an elite lockdown defender? Probably not. But he guards. He shoots threes, pull up and spot up, so he can play off of Mike Conley, off of Donovan Mitchell. He is the perfect third guard for them. He's just perfect, you know, because he can play off the ball. And then we saw tonight multiple times he can play make. He can, like, run the pick and roll. He can get to the rim. He can step back if they go under the pick and bury a three. I mean, the potential is very, very exciting. It's very exciting. And you know what? The Jazz needed something like this because this team, as much as everyone wanted to talk about Rudy Gay, and it is a nice pickup, even though he's like got surgery on his foot. So Jazz luck there, right? But anyways, Jared Butler, solid pickup, and I think he'll be really good when he comes back for them. And by the way, and well, I've already gone. But Jared Butler will be really nice. Allows them to play small ball like they did tonight with Eric Paschall, which was fun to watch. The Jazz playing small ball. It was fun, and they probably wanted to see it. It actually went really well. They actually were ahead on the Mavericks for like the most of the first half with a small ball lineup. That was exciting. But anyways, back to the point. Rudy Gay, nice pickup, but he's a bench player. He's coming off the bench. Nice pickup in Hassan Whiteside. Probably the same amount of production from Derek Favors because Derek Favors was hurt for a lot of the year last year for cheaper. So that was a nice pickup. But that's also a bench player. The Jazz needed something else to really get over the hump this year if they want to win a title, right? We're talking about winning a title. Not just being really good. Not just get a fighter's chance. Do the Jazz want to win the title? I want the Jazz to win the title. That's what I want. Is that what you guys want? That's what I want. And so the Jazz needed something. Typically when a team kind of jumps to that title, it's getting some free agent that just takes you over the top. You're the Toronto Raptors and you get Kawhi Leonard, and it's that missing star that takes you over the top. Now, is Jared Butler Kawhi Leonard level star? Obviously not. But the Jazz needed something else to really be like something that pops for them. And Jared Butler might be it. He might be it. If he's shooting 42% from three, 50% from the field, and playing solid defense off the bench and playmaking and hitting, that might be you're looking at some exciting potential here. Really exciting. And I tell you what, I love Jordan Clarkson too, and I want him to get on the floor, but this guy needs to get on the floor because he can do some nice things. And he makes other players better. The Jazz, and I talked about this in one of my SLC Dunk pieces. By the way, go to SLC Dunk. I hope everyone here is reading SLC Dunk every day. But the Jazz are not a team that has a top 5 player. They just don't have one. They don't have LeBron. They don't have prime Kawhi, Luka Doncic or something like that. They just don't. They have 2 top 15 guys. So the Jazz are kind of a team that is it's a team that is the sum of all the parts is greater than the individual pieces, if that makes sense. And if those individual pieces play together and stay healthy, that's the other thing with this team, stay healthy, they can do great. This guy adds to that machine. It's like, it's like this buzzsaw machine with all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you got like a chainsaw arm. And that's Jared Butler. And if he can do that, and if he can be a stud for the Jazz and really contribute, and by playoff time you're playing him a lot, yes, that's what you need. Key himself, $2. Thank you, Key. I appreciate it. Why was JB picked so late? So honestly, the Jazz lucked out. He had like a heart scare. There was something to do with his heart that got like a tiny red flag on his scouting report. And so he dropped. And so that was why. But he was cleared, and the doctor said he was healthy. Teams were still scared. The Jazz took advantage, and sometimes that happens. Jazz have been very lucky with people falling to them and getting lucky. Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell. Hopefully Jared Butler is the next one. Vincent Leos, $5. Thank you, Vincent. Quinn does not seem to want to win a title, though. I bet he does. I bet he does, Vincent. I think he does. Y'all know that I'm not the biggest Quinn fan, but I think he does want to win title. I think he would like to do that. Anyways, if JT Wardell, if we get 20 points per game from Jared, then Clarkson, Rudy Gay, and Joe would be a deadly bench unit. Yeah, well, the Jazz bench unit is going to be nice. It's going to be really good. That is definitely going to be improved for Utah. That's why they're going to be awesome this year. And they have some versatility. Small ball 5, things like that. It's going to be fun to watch. It's a good team. You should be fans of the Jazz. You probably are watching this channel. Let's see. It is time to give a shout out to our all-stars. These are the guys that make things happen. Guys and girls. These are the guys that make it happen. Let's see if I can pull it up. All right, let's give a shout out to Kelsey Hamer, the Hammer, and one, Anton Warren, Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from down under, JT Buckets Wardell, Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire, Eric C., the C stands for champion, Donald Schooley, schooling all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams, to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de abajo, Lee Christensen, driving the lane, Ryan the Legend Perry, Justin Time, Justin Ty H, Patrick Kubo, the Connoisseur, Robert Hall of Fame, and DW, Jazz going all the way. Did we get everyone? It says we have 15. I hope we did. If we didn't, let me know. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to, just for curious, and we're at the end of the show. If you're still watching, you're amazing, and I love you, and I hope you're having a really nice day. The Jazz lost, and I'm still happy, so that's a good sign. But let's see. I'm going to do it one more time. Because some people said their things weren't showing up, and I don't know why, and that makes me sad. It looks like we read them all, unless we're missing one. Nope. That's all of them that I can see. If you do, or whatever, let me know. I don't know. Send me a message, comment in the video. But anyways, guys, you guys are amazing. Thanks for being part of the channel. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can join, be a part of the chat, and all the other things we do. We have a lot of fun. We got to do more with this channel, and I'm going to keep trying. You know what? I wasn't having the best day today, guys. And honestly, personally, there's been some things in my life that have been a little bit of a downer lately. And this, doing this with you guys is a lot of fun. And so I really appreciate you guys. You're amazing. Shout out to all of you guys. Key, Vincent, JT, Ezekiel, Will Bowden, all you guys. Furby Jr. is in the house tonight. All right, guys. I will talk to you next time. Like and subscribe.